So, what's your overall take on the paranormal? Do you believe that it's the spirits of the dead? Do you believe that some part of consciousness remains? Do you believe it's something extraplanar that we just can't explain yet? What do you think about it?
Here's the whole thing. We're calling it ghost spirits or whatever. Well, those are names that have just been handed down to us.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what this stuff is yet. And I'm curious to know. Since I've been bitten by the bug.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we call it ghosts, I guess. I would like to think that there is, several different types of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what we're seeing so far.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the residual energy, and there's things that seem like they've got intelligence to them.
Mm-hmm.
They got good aim.
They got.
So hopefully, I think it's going to take the medium, the ghost hunter, and the scientist eventually to all come together and finally figure it out. But I don't think it'll happen in my lifetime. So basically, we're all just data takers.
Now, being such a prominent investigator, what kind of impressions have you gotten as far as what makes a good investigator? What kind of qualities does a person have to be an investigator? Because you hear about bad ones. Yeah. You hear a lot about bad ones.
In my mind, you've got to be, first of all, a skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to walk in, because if you walk in someplace thinking it's haunted, it's haunted.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. You hear this noise, you hear that noise. If you're predisposed to think that, that's what's going to happen. You've got to be able to rationalize what's happening. No, I do not use mediums with Louisville Ghost Hunters or anything, because in my mind, how do you quantify a feeling? Like your equipment doesn't show it,
Mm-hmm.
How can you get a real? There's one.
But now, I would imagine that you've gone in places and felt, something. Have you not? Really?
I'm about as psychic as a brick.
Is that?
If I was psychic, I would have ducked when the stuff's been thrown at me.
Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point. So what advice would you give to somebody who is wanting to get involved in a ghost group? Fortunately, now things aren't like they were when you were 16. There's a lot of different ghost groups. I think specifically what I'm asking is, to someone who wanted to be involved in this, what advice would you give them so that they got into the right sort of group as opposed to the wrong sort of group?
First of all, that's the first thing I tell them is go find a group.
Mm-hmm.
Learn from the group. Don't get into a group that's just been around for a year or two. Get in a group that's been around for 5-6 years. They're established. Don't say you come to my group. Even though we're the oldest and biggest in Louisville,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to. You might like the way I do things. Go. There's different groups. You can go on to 50 different groups. But find one that you like. Learn from them. Learn your equipment. Learn how it works, why it works, how to take it apart, how to put it back together. Because there's too many people taking pictures out there. They go, "Oh my God, I got a disembodied spirit here." And it's like
that camera strap.
Yeah. So you got to learn how all that works. You got to learn how the EMF meters work. You got to learn why they work and how they work. Learn your craft. I'm just doing this for fun. Well, if you're doing it for fun, that's great. That's fine. But there's other people out here that are a little bit more serious than that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the next thing is, if you start your own group, don't let it get huge.
Now, one thing that people frequently hear, and your testimony goes to show that this is not necessarily the case. And it seems logical that it wouldn't necessarily be the case, but I don't want to scare people. You always hear people say, "Don't worry, ghosts can't hurt you."
Right.
But if something can manipulate the environment and throw a brick and do stuff, that's not necessarily true.
That's how hard I believe in that. Like I said, you were standing
yes.
next to me when the top came flying across the room. There's nobody else over there.
So, if someone found themselves in a situation where they felt something malevolent or something was going on like that, would your advice be to get out of there, or would your advice is there something you can tell somebody to help alleviate that situation?
No, because if you get into something like that, you don't know what's going to happen. And if you're not prepared for it, you're going to get hurt, or somebody around you's going to get hurt. Leave. Don't run. Just get up and leave. Yeah. You run, you're going to get hurt.
Now, having had as many personal experiences as you've had with being attacked, have you ever had anything follow you from an investigation? Have you ever gone somewhere to investigate?
Follow me home?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You haven't?
If I have, I never noticed them.
You didn't?
As long as you don't eat much, we're okay.
Great. Excellent. Well, Keith, I really appreciate you coming to Haunted Hickory. We love having you here. You're a great guy.
I appreciate this second year. I appreciate you asking me back. So I've had fun, and you guys throw a fantastic conference.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love everything y'all done. It's getting bigger every year. So
keep
it up.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Keith. Thank you for the